Good morning. So, we are starting our next text set today. And this week we are talking about celebrating our differences. So, first, let's talk about the questions that we're going to look a little closer at this week. So, this week's questions. The first question we want to answer is, how are the characters in each story unique? We know unique means one of a kind. So, what makes each character special or one of a kind? We also want to ask, what lessons do the characters learn? So, for our past text sets, we've talked a lot about the author's message and the lessons that the characters learn. We're going to look closer at that this week as well. And then it says, how are we like the characters? So, what do we have that is the same? And how are we unlike the characters? So, how are we different than the characters? We'll be comparing ourselves to different characters. How are we different from one another? So, how are we different from the other people in our class or our school or our community? And what makes us special? So, we're going to take a closer look at what makes you special, and you'll talk about what makes you unique. Now, I put a picture here, and I want you to think about what it would be like to be in this class. And think about, would this be that interesting if everyone was the same exact person? Would that be interesting? Could we learn from one another if we all have done the same exact thing? Not quite as much, right? So we're going to talk about what makes us special and different. So we'll see things in this text set, and we'll talk about the different things that we have that are not in common. And a lot of the time, some of the things that make us special or unique are things that we like. Our family, we have different families. All of us, our family looks different. Where we live, our homes, our community, what we celebrate and believe. So think about, we'll talk about different religions and holidays, our culture and experiences, so where our family is from and what our family thinks is important, how we look, our opinions, which is what we think, how we learn. So we have different needs. And that's something I think is very important to recognize and talk about, is sometimes we have friends who learn better with a little more visual things that they can see. I know I need it to be pretty quiet for me to stay focused. Some people would prefer that there's more noise, and that's one thing that makes us different, and that's okay, that's good. How we communicate, so what language we speak, if we are able to use words, if we feel comfortable using words, if some friends can't hear very well or can't hear at all, so how they communicate. And we'll talk about that. And our differences help us. It's not bad to be different. They help us learn from and teach each other, help us try new things, see what makes others unique, and see what makes us unique. And it helps us be understanding and open. And before we talk about the book today, I want you to remember it says, you are all. You are all loved and kind and helpful and smart and fun and hardworking and talented and important and special and unique. And just like our book of the day, you are all welcome here. So no matter what your life looks like, no matter what you look like or what you appreciate and do, you are welcome here. So today we're going to read a book called All Are Welcome. And it's going to talk about the different people that we might see at school. And there's some very important lines in that book about diversity, what makes us different, and how that makes us stronger. And then after you listen to the story, you're going to turn to the page for today, which looks like this. It says Monday at the top. And it says, draw and write about what makes you unique and special. So you'll need to brainstorm what's something that makes you unique or one of a kind or different from others. So for me, one way that I could think to do that is I might close my eyes and picture our school or picture my community and think, what do I do or like or have that makes me a special member of our class or of our community or of the world? And you'll write about it. So that might start with, I am very good at, and write something you're talented at. Maybe it starts with, we go to, and you talk about something your family does. Or we celebrate. What's a holiday that you celebrate? Think of something that maybe you could teach someone else about, or you could tell someone else about that makes you special. And you'll write about it and then draw a picture to represent it. And I challenge you always to push yourself to write more than one sentence. Because we're almost in first grade now, so we can write a couple sentences. Careful with your finger spaces, careful with your letters. Nice and neat. And I can't wait to see them. You're all very unique. You're all very special. This is an awesome book. I hope you enjoy it. See you later, ladies.